Leviathan is one of the most fearsome and enigmatic creatures in mythology. Described in ancient texts as a colossal sea monster, it has fascinated theologians, historians, and scientists alike. From its biblical origins to modern interpretations, Leviathan has remained a powerful symbol of chaos, power, and the unknown depths of the ocean. But does Leviathan truly exist, or is it merely a creature of legend? This article delves into its origins, historical accounts, possible real-world inspirations, and how it continues to influence culture today. 1. Leviathan in mythology and religion. 1.1 The biblical Leviathan. The most famous references to Leviathan come from the Bible, particularly in the Old Testament. Book of Job 41. Leviathan is described as a monstrous sea creature with impenetrable scales, fiery breath, and unparalleled strength. Psalm 74:14. It states that God crushed the heads of Leviathan and fed it to the people of the wilderness. Isaiah 27:1. Leviathan is depicted as a twisting serpent that God will slay at the end of time. In Jewish tradition, Leviathan is sometimes considered one of the great primordial beings, a monster that existed before the creation of the world. Rabbinic literature suggests that it was created on the fifth day of creation, and in some versions, God killed the female Leviathan to prevent them from reproducing and overwhelming the world. 1.2 Leviathan in other mythologies. Leviathan has parallels in other ancient myths. Babylonian mythology, Tiamat, a chaotic sea dragon, was slain by the god Marduk, similar to the biblical theme of God conquering Leviathan. Canaanite mythology, the Ugaritic texts mention Lotan, a sea serpent defeated by Baal, mirroring Leviathan's role. Norse mythology, Jormungandr, the world serpent, bears resemblance to Leviathan as a massive sea creature involved in apocalyptic battles. These similarities suggest that Leviathan may have originated from ancient Near Eastern mythologies, passed down and adapted through generations. 2. Historical accounts and interpretations. Throughout history, many cultures have recorded stories of massive sea creatures. Could these be encounters with Leviathan, or are they exaggerations of real marine animals? 2.1 Medieval and early modern beliefs. During the Middle Ages, sailors and explorers reported sightings of giant sea monsters. Some medieval scholars believed Leviathan to be a literal creature that lurked in the depths. Theories about its nature included a giant sea serpent, a demonic entity, a divine test for the faithful. The 17th-century philosopher Thomas Hobbes used Leviathan as a metaphor for the power of the state in his famous political work Leviathan, 1651, showing how the term had evolved beyond its original mythological context. 2.2 Leviathan in cryptozoology. Cryptozoologists, those who study unknown or legendary creatures, speculate that Leviathan sightings could be linked to real animals. Some believe Leviathan could have been inspired by giant squids, Architeuthis dux. These creatures grow up to 43 feet 13 meters and were once mistaken for sea monsters. Megalodon, Carcharocles megalodon, a prehistoric shark that could reach over 50 feet in length. Leviathan melville, a real prehistoric whale with massive teeth, named after Leviathan itself. Although modern science has not found evidence of an actual Leviathan, these creatures suggest that ancient sailors may have encountered real, terrifying animals that inspired the myth. 3. Could Leviathan exist today? 3.1 The depths of the ocean. Over 80% of the ocean remains unexplored. The deep sea is home to many bizarre and gigantic creatures, such as colossal squid, even larger than the giant squid, with eyes the size of dinner plates. Sperm whales, capable of deep-sea battles with squid, potentially mistaken for Leviathan. Unidentified deep-sea creatures, with modern sonar detecting unknown large objects. Some speculate that massive, undiscovered animals could still exist. 3.2 Scientific explanations. Scientists argue that Leviathan's descriptions, fire-breathing, impenetrable scales, enormous size, are likely exaggerations. However, they acknowledge that many ancient myths have some basis in reality. For example, early accounts of Leviathan may have been distorted descriptions of real marine life. The idea of a giant sea monster may be rooted in natural fear of the ocean's unknown dangers. Some creatures, like the oarfish which can grow up to 36 feet long, match descriptions of sea serpents. While there is no direct proof of Leviathan's existence, the possibility of unknown sea creatures remains open due to the vastness of the ocean. 4. Leviathan in modern culture. 4.1 Literature and film. Leviathan has remained popular in modern storytelling. H.P. Lovecraft's Cthulhu mythos features ancient sea monsters resembling Leviathan. Movies like Pacific Rim depict massive sea creatures attacking humanity. Video games e.g., Final Fantasy, Subnautica often feature Leviathan as a powerful boss enemy. 4.2 Leviathan in philosophy and politics. Thomas Hobbes' Leviathan 1651 describes a strong central government as necessary to prevent societal chaos. Political and religious symbolism. Leviathan often represents overwhelming power, control, and rebellion against divine order. These interpretations show how Leviathan remains a potent symbol beyond just mythology. 5. Conclusion. Is Leviathan real? Leviathan is a fascinating creature that has evolved from ancient myth to modern legend. While there is no physical proof of its existence, the idea of Leviathan has persisted for centuries. Whether as a metaphor for chaos, an allegory for power, or a reflection of real sea monsters, Leviathan continues to captivate the human imagination. So, does Leviathan exist? As a literal sea monster? No concrete evidence. As an inspiration from real marine life? Highly possible. As a myth with deep cultural significance? Absolutely. The mystery of the deep sea remains, and until we fully explore it, the legend of Leviathan will continue to inspire curiosity and wonder.